For all my b-boys and b-girls out there who struggle with leg flexibility, especially in the hamstrings, this is the video for you. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. I am AJ47 from Soul Mavericks Crew. If you would like more content like this, consider subscribing to the channel. If you find that this stretch is hard for you, what the problem tends to be is that we're incorporating a lot of muscles all at the same time. You want to stretch your hamstrings so you can get your legs closer to your face for whether it be certain freezes like the pike freeze, maybe air chairs, maybe even just the heightened flares or something like that. You want to have your legs to be able to have a bigger range of motion and to come closer to your face, thus being more flexible, being more mobile. So the problem that we face is that we're actually incorporating a lot of muscles here. So we've got the hamstrings here, which is underneath the leg here. We've got calf muscles, right, which tend to be a bit of a problem for people. We've got the glutes, which is your bum, and then we've got parts of the lower back, and obviously the lats here. So the purpose of this video is to isolate and stretch certain muscles to make the more compound muscle stretches easier. When I say compound, that means I'm compounding the calf muscle with the hamstring, with the glutes, with the lower back, with the lats, all together. So stretching all those muscles together is harder. We're gonna make it easier by stretching them separately, and I'm gonna give you some stretches for you to do that. To keep things simple, we're gonna work from the back down. So the first one, I guess if you could sit like this, you can literally just keep your back straight, lean over to the side, and you'll notice that you start to get a pull here along the lats at the side. Hold this for around 30 seconds on each side. This is a great way to sort of alleviate the stress, especially when doing the hamstring stretch that I just showed you. Probably the easiest one of them all, I think this is called the child's pose. They use this in yoga. It's a great way to decompress the spine and also get a nice little stretch on the shoulders. Alternatively, if you have a good low squat, a very low squat, which is like position 0, just with flat feet, you can sit down here, and this is another great way to decompress the spine. It's really good, but this also depends on other levels of flexibility. Like you might need your Achilles a little bit more flexible. Some people can't. You can also wrap a towel, make like a cylinder out of the towel, put it under your heels, and then this way you'll be able to sit down a little bit lower and stretch the lower back. The next one is spinal rocks. This is a great way to sort of just mobilize and loosen up the back. I love this one, really good, really useful. I'd recommend using a mat on the floor because obviously a hard floor is not going to be that much fun. Don't recommend it with a hard floor. You can also maybe put on a few layers of jumpers, depending if you're in a really hot country. That might not be ideal, but at least your body will be warm. Alternatively, you could always just curl up like this, lay on your back, grab your knees like so, and just pull your legs towards your chest. If this is too difficult for you, you can always reach and grab into the ankles, and you can pull the ankles down this way. This is also a good little one. The more you pull, the more the hips is going to stretch as well. So you're going to get a nice little extra stretch on the hips. If you're liking this video so far, give me a thumbs up. It really helps promote this video so other people can see it. Now this one is a great one. This is good for the glutes and it's good for the lower back. It's also good for your twist as well, which we use a lot in all of our pike freezes, of all of our kind of air chair moves. And even power, because we're always twisting. In fact, we use the twist in everything. Let me just say that. We use the twist in everything that we do. Because the whole mechanics of movement in general is the top half twists, the lower body untwists, or vice versa. So, for example, if I was to, just to show you how to do it, sit down, fold one leg, cross the other leg over, reach across with your elbow like this. If you can't, if it's a struggle, you can kind of push and then do it like that. Pull this back at the same time and look over this shoulder like this. You get a nice twist in the back, but also stretches the glute a little bit. If you want to get the glute a little bit more, now that we're kind of done with the back, the lower back, you can fold the leg over like this, and you can lean forward like so. Okay, this is a great one for the glute here. It's a different area to most of the normal glute stretches. So this is a good one, especially coming off of the lower back stretches down to the glute. This makes sense to transition from that to this. Love it, love this one. Okay, next. So I've got a few variations of the same glute stretch here. I'll show you. Sit like this, leg over the top, not cross-legged, but near where the ankle is. So the ankle is here. Turn that knee to face downwards, so it's like a figure 4, like we've used in breaking. Yeah, like a figure 4. Same thing, like this, but you're going to bring this knee up and you can bring your chest forward. So the closer you bring your hands, the more upright your chest is going to be. And you're going to try and get that shoulder to that heel and that shoulder to that knee, like so. Again, stay here 30 seconds, stay longer if you want. For me, my right side is a lot more stiff than my left in this particular stretch. So I always spend longer on the right because the left, I kind of just maintain, whereas the right, I try to improve my flexibility, if that makes sense. And make sure you breathe, guys. Make sure you breathe, deep breaths. This same stretch can be done here, lifting up like so, which is also good for your back spin training. Put the arm through the middle and you can pull, whoops, and then you can pull down like so. If it really helps, because I'm quite flexible here, I can hook the arm like this and pull down more, like so. On this side, I'm not as flexible, so I can kind of just put the arm through and then just pull down on the hamstring here, like so. Alright, so as you can see, this next stretch, I've got my feet against the wall. My bum is relatively close to the wall. You can even move closer if you want. See how I just use my elbows to do that? Okay, bring your feet down. Same thing, you place the leg here. The lower it comes down, the harder the stretch is. Now, I'm holding my weight up using this foot. As soon as I start to relax that pressure, I'll sink down and it will stretch for me. So now I don't have to hold it, I'm hands free. I can text on my phone. Where's my phone? There we go. You can text your girlfriend or your boyfriend, or you can play games on the phone and you can just relax and you can stretch here. A dope stretch, really good, really nice. And then same thing, when you're done there, switch sides, bring the leg down and just exhale to get a little bit deeper into the stretch, and you can just really feel it in the glute, which is lovely. I just want to give a massive shout out to all of those that have supported the channel in various ways that I usually link in the description down below. Just want to say massive thank you to you guys. You're helping me continue doing this kind of thing, because obviously, like with the whole corona situation, all work is cancelled and everything. So massive thank you to you guys. You guys are real heroes, and if you would like to support the channel, there are ways that you can do that down below. I'm also offering classes either with a group or private lesson. You guys let me know if that's something you would want to do. Just hit me up in the email. My email is here. And just hit me up. Another one, super practical. Leg kind of like a right angle as much as you possibly can. This shoulder to that knee, this shoulder to that heel, if possible. Obviously, it might not be possible. It's not completely possible for me, but that's the goal. You sort of widen your hands, that way you've always got control in your hands. You can sink down a little further, look straight ahead of you, like so, and relax. Remember to breathe deeply as well, guys. Boom, we've done the glutes. Now we can move on to some hamstring stretches, which isolate the hamstrings just by themselves. So you can bring your leg up, it's a popular one here. Link the arms together here, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull your leg closer towards you, and now where it's comfortable for you, you're gonna start to straighten your leg. Look, straighten the leg, boom, and now I only feel that in the hamstring, yeah? Straighten your leg. It doesn't matter if you can't get your leg completely straight, it's absolutely fine. Wherever you feel tension is where you need to be. So, I mean, wherever in the hamstring you feel tension, that's where you need to be for this stretch. So again, straighten the leg, pull it down, breathe out as you pull down, and just make it challenging, but you know, don't hurt yourself basically. Give yourself some time. With lockdown in place, you've got time, baby, you've got time. Okay. Stretch and then relax, and then repeat the same thing on the other side. Another great hamstring stretch is this one. You have to be careful with this one though, guys, and this is why I'd recommend doing the back first and then working your way down, because this one does incorporate some of the back. All you would need to do is go to your knees, for example, like so, put this leg out in front, place your hands down for safety, and then once you're comfortable and you're secure with your hands in place, etc., and obviously maybe put a jumper under the knee if you've got a hard floor. Stretch the leg out a little bit more without bringing your chest down. Once you've got your leg out, try and make sure that the hips are in line and not going out to this side. And then slowly deep breath in, and you start to relax down. You can relax down without having to put your head down. You don't need to, if you put your head down, you start to bring your back into play. If you stay like this, you just focus on the hamstring, okay? You can obviously relax the head as well, and you get two birds with one stone, but you know, I prefer to do this one first before relaxing my head, okay? Makes sense? Just boom, look forward, and you can feel it just in the hamstring. The next one I got for you is the calf muscles. You're gonna need a little ledge for this one, so you can use a step in your house or the doorstep outside your house or wherever. I've got this little ledge. Ideally, I would like a step a little bit higher than this, but I'm gonna use this because it works, it still works the same. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put your foot on here, like this, bring your chest close, and you're gonna allow gravity to bring yourself down. If the step is too sharp or too padded, you can put on a little jumper on the end just to pad it a little bit. Obviously you can see I've got a pad here to stop my son knocking himself out when he's playing and running around. It's kind of like the point of the mats. And I can just switch legs when I'm ready, have a little stretch and do both sides. What I'll tend to do is I'll tend to alternate between positions. So I'll go left leg, right leg, left leg, and then both. And then I'll sort of really lean back. Obviously I'm holding onto something, which you can't see in the camera, but I'm holding onto something to keep my balance. And then I'll go one leg, which applies more pressure, therefore more stretch. And then I'll swap legs again. I'll stay here a while, guys. Like I will stretch the calf muscles quite a lot, because for me, my calf muscles get quite tight, especially with doing footwork all the time. And then when I want to stretch my hamstrings, that's the part that burns first, and it's a bit annoying. So yeah, I will stretch all of those first, and now I will tend to sort of drift back to the hamstring. Let's go. All right, guys, what we've got here is a classic. So we're just gonna stand up and we're gonna stretch our legs. You can do it from the floor here, and you can just go up like this. This is also a good way to sort of mobilize the body as well, because mobilization actually really helps. I've made some dope videos on mobility and how practical they are. There's no point going over those things there, since those videos are timeless. Check them out here, there's 2 of them. There's a mobility playlist actually, so check that out. Please do. Some good science stuff in there. All right, anyway, from here, going up and stretching, just mobilizing the legs like so. Okay? And when you get comfortable, you can go up and hold. And hold. And now you stretch your lower back, your calves, and partly your hamstrings. Incorporating both legs into it should be a lot easier. And you just wait here, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, a minute, up to you, wherever's comfortable. Once it gets uncomfortable, you need a little break, just bend the knees, come back down, and then go back up again. If you cannot touch your toes, it is absolutely fine as well. So if you go up and you end up somewhere like here, that's fine. It's absolutely fine. What you do is just roll up one vertebrae at a time, like this, very slowly, all the way up through to your neck. Obviously you can't see that because my head's out of the shot. But now I'm going to dip back down, deep breath in. I'm going to put my big toes together. Exhale, and just slowly go down. And you're just going to hang. So this time down, I'm going to relax my head. So my head is relaxed completely, and I'm looking at my knees, okay? And then this way you get a nice little stretch, and you can just fall forward a little bit further each time. If you get comfortable, as you saw in my other videos, you can just fold the arms. Make sure that you lock your knees if you can. And then if you need a little break, you can come down or just roll back up one vertebrae at a time again. With this one, we can do the same thing, target the calves a little bit more by crossing the legs over. I learned this one from PE in school. So you go over like this, boom, and it's timeless. Nice, another classic. Go down and you stretch. Oops, go down and you stretch, and you can feel it more in the back of the calf than anywhere else, okay? Relax the head, stretches a little bit deeper, and then once you're done, you'll come back up first before putting your feet to normal, and then cross over and repeat on the other side. All of these stretches are supposed to be done on both sides. If I skip that, that's just because I'm moving on through the video just for quickness sake. But that's what you do. You spend time stretching each of these nice and slowly. All right, guys, now those stretches are out of the way, here's what I want you to do. Now listen carefully. Every time you breathe in, I want you to lengthen like this. That means go further this way, okay? Not just down here. I want you to go, breathe in, you're gonna go this way, and as you go out, you're gonna go down. In, down, okay? Down. In, lengthen, breathe out, down. And eventually, you'll get nice and low. So make sure you stretch your calf as well. Pull the foot towards you. And if you really want to, you can put the shoulder on this side and bring the head down like so. Obviously, I'm kind of flexible already, but this is still a challenge for me. And you don't have to be like that, but just remember that when you breathe in, you're lengthening, and when you breathe out, you're lowering, okay? Bam! That's the gem, that's the gem. Now, it does make it easier. You can apply that same lengthening and lowering thing Same here. Lengthen, lower, lengthen, lower. Obviously I'm breathing really fast just as a demonstration. Another good one to try is going over like this. So you can go to here after you've done that, or you can use them back to back. So I'll tend to do this one, and then I'll stretch my lower back, and I can just let gravity do the work if I'm feeling lazy. Okay, I'll go like this. See, at the moment my toes are off the floor. If you stick with me, watch, my feet will be on the floor. So I'll go like this. My lower back is where I feel the tension. So what I can do is I can focus on just the lower back, and I can bend my knees, and I can still focus on the lower back. If I grab my feet like this and I pull my legs down, I can feel it more intense on the lower back and a little bit on the hamstrings at the top part, like so. And I can just stay here and breathe. This is a good one. And then what I'll do is I'll relax it, I'll go back up, I'll straighten the legs again, and I'll come back down, like so, okay? You can also rock side to side, which is nice. Another way to progress with this stretch is if you grab the feet, whether the legs are bent or not, I mean obviously keep them straight if you can. What you can do is hold on to the legs, and it's a little bit extra weight of gravity, like this. You can kind of pull like down a little bit, and then you can come back up. Although this is a video focusing on stretching for the hamstring flexibility, for the pike threes, the inverts, and some power moves, especially with the open legs, it's also important to stretch the opposite direction of the way that your body is normally folding. You don't want to build up an imbalance, which is really common for breakers because we tend to use one side of our body more than the other, so naturally we're going to build up flexibility and strength imbalances anyway. So you want to avoid that, pending cataclysm into the future as much as possible. So, having said that, stretching the back one way, we've got to stretch it the other way. Cobra stretch, big toes together, hands by the chest, and you're going to push up and exhale. As you do, you can try and lock your elbows if you can. If you can't do this stretch, and if it's difficult, you're trying to get your head to touch your feet, some of you could probably do that already, and if you can, by all means, do that. I cannot. So you can come back down if this is too stressful for you, and you can do it on the forearms until you're comfortable enough to build up. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully these stretching exercises will help you get lower in this particular stretch a lot faster. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and subscribe if you are new, like the video if you like it, drop me a comment, let me know where you're having other problems in flexibility wise, and I'd love to help you guys out. I'm also working on a bunch of things for myself as well, so I could probably take you on that journey too.